Imagine every user, server, and device in your environment getting the right certificate on time with no tickets and no manual touch. In this module, you'll turn ADCS auto-enrollment into that engine of automation, handling reliable issuance, seamless renewals, and controlled removals at scale. Behind every certificate decision on a Windows client, CryptoAPI is doing the work. It constantly evaluates local policy, current certificates, and what the system needs. When a certificate is required, the client doesn't go to the CA first. It goes to Active Directory. It acts as the policy brain. It exposes templates, applies GPOs, and checks whether this identity is allowed to enroll. Only after that policy validation does the enterprise CA issue, strictly following the rules defined in the template. Auto-enrollment is always triggered by something. A user logs on, a machine starts, group policy refreshes, or an existing certificate approaches expiry. From there, the client processes group policy to learn which auto-enrollment settings and templates apply. Next, it queries Active Directory, discovers eligible templates, and checks whether security permissions allow enroll or auto-enroll. If everything aligns, the client finally talks to the enterprise CA and automatically requests new certificates or renews existing ones. To wire auto-enrollment correctly, configure it in two places, under Computer Configuration and under User Configuration. In both paths, browse to Windows Settings, Security Settings, Public Key Policies, then Certificate Services Client Auto-Enrollment. Set the configuration model to Enabled and select Renew Expired Certificates and Update Certificates that use certificate templates. Together, those settings deliver smooth issuance and renewal for domain users and devices. Think of your PKI like an engine you're constantly tuning. Continuity is lifecycle renewal. You design policies so certificates renew before they expire, preventing surprise outages. Hygiene is state management. You routinely clean up revoked or obsolete certificates, so local stores reflect reality and trust decisions stay accurate. Agility is template evolution. When templates change, you deliberately push clients onto new cryptographic baselines, keeping algorithms, key sizes, and usages aligned with current security policy. For secure auto-enrollment, aim for a narrowing funnel of scope and permissions. Start by linking GPOs only to the OUs that actually need these certificates, not at the domain root. Then tighten with GPO filtering. Combine WMI filters, such as OS version, with security group filtering so only the right class of machines gets the policy. Finally, harden the certificate templates themselves. Grant enroll and auto-enroll only to specific security groups, never to authenticated users. When you automate certificate issuance, assume every mistake is multiplied by thousands. So keep auto-enrollment scope tight. Enable it only where the business truly needs zero-touch certificates, and leave others on guided or manual flows. Design templates by purpose. Workstations, servers, smart cards, and NDES each get their own, with clearly separated permissions. And never auto-issue high-impact certificates. Those should require explicit CA manager approval or a policy engine. When validating a certificate from the client side, think in terms of stores, scope, and semantics. Start with scope. Use certmajor.msc for user certificates and certmnfs for computer certificates. Then locate it in the right store. Personal for end entity certs, trusted root for trust anchors. Finally, validate semantics. Confirm the template name and issuing CA match your design, the validity period and renewal window are reasonable. EKUs align with the intended use, and the subject or SAN correctly maps to the IAM identity. When auto-enrollment misbehaves, use a fast, repeatable checklist. First, force immediate contact with the CA using certutil pulse. That bypasses waiting for the next group policy refresh. Next, confirm the certificate actually arrived by inspecting the personal store with certutil store my for the computer, or add user for user certificates. Then run GEEP results R or H to verify that the auto-enrollment GPO is truly applied. Finally, review the application event log filtered on Certificate Services Client auto-enrollment to surface hidden client-side errors. Staggered renewal prevents a single cliff edge where thousands of certificates expire at once. First, apply the 20% rule. Design lifetimes so auto-enrollment renews well before expiry, giving you a broad renewal window. Next, flatten the curve with template choices. Appropriate, longer validity periods reduce overall renewal traffic. And stagger rollout. Phase GPO or MDM deployments so different device groups renew on different days, avoiding CA overload and Monday morning outages. Offline and remote clients are where many auto-enrollment designs fail. You need generous renewal windows so laptops that disappear for weeks can still renew before their certificates expire. Watch VPN dependencies closely. If the VPN certificate expires, the user can't even reach the CA to fix it, so renew those early and often. Also rely on retry behavior. Ensure failed enrollments are automatically retried at logon or group policy refresh, so brief outages don't turn into ticket storms. Continuous telemetry turns PKI from a black box into an observable service. On the CA side, enable detailed auditing of every request, success, and failure. Query those logs by template, subject, or time range to confirm automation is healthy and to spot abnormal issuance spikes quickly. Then send that data to your SEM. Correlate CA events with AD identities so you know exactly which account owns which certificate. And build alerts for unusual patterns, such as a new template suddenly issuing at high volume. To keep auto-enrollment defensible, treat it like any other regulated system. Maintain an inventory. Which templates are auto-enrolled, for whom, with what validity periods and security controls. Then restrict who can actually receive those certificates and under what conditions so auditors can trace every decision. Regularly hunt for orphans, certificates tied to disabled or deleted accounts, and revoke them. And be prepared to prove that your design aligns with NIST, ISO, and your CP/CPS. For auto-enrollment to be reliable, treat it as an engineered service. First, design deliberately. Pair templates with GPOs and define scope and renewal rules up front. Next, secure it with strict least privilege and tightly scoped templates. Finally, operate it continuously. Monitor telemetry, fix failures early, and audit regularly as your environment evolves.